Hi guys, welcome back. This is Tarun again, back with another fitness video for you folks. So today I want to talk about something very serious, guys, because I've been getting too many questions from these youngsters, asking me, Tarun, is oral steroids are better or safer or injectables? What cycle should I take? Tell me the effects of steroids, guys. This is something you already know. You already know what steroids can do. And I'm not here to promote any steroid use. I'm only here to educate and inform you about the ill effects, the benefits, and it's pretty much the pros and cons of steroid use across the globe, across India, bodybuilders, athletes, the way they do it. But remember, these guys are medically monitored. Now, coming back to what exactly are we discussing today? We are talking about orals or injectables, which means oral steroids versus injectables. Which one is more safer, or which one has more side effects, so to speak? Which one is the worst of the lot? Let's just talk like that, or let's just kind of put it that way. So let's quickly start. I see a lot of youngsters, falling prey to these oral tablets, which includes, Debol, includes, Minstrol tablets. I've done a video on local cheap Indian drugs, which includes your Minabol and your Nurabol, etc. Because oral steroids are a lot easier to use and consume, because compared to an injectable, because for an injectable, obviously there is this fear of needles, plus obviously you're injecting something up your buttocks. You have to look for a compounder, you have to look for somebody, or a doctor who can actually safely inject it into your buttock, and if it's not injected well, you can actually develop an infection. So obviously with that fear in mind, I see a lot of youngsters in their desperate quest to get results, they get into these whole oral steroid cycles. And I've seen a lot of people asking me questions around, Tarun, can you tell me what should I take with Debol? Debol is an androgen, a bulking steroid, oral steroid, comes usually from 5 mg to 50 mg a tablet. And guys, this is one of the most, Arnold has taken it. But remember, and there is another oral that that I see a lot of kids asking me about, is Androlic. This is one of the most dangerous oral steroid, guys. Comes in a 50 mg tab. You should just pretty much stay away from Androlic and pretty much oral steroids. I tell you why, guys. Any tablet you take, any oral steroid that you take, it goes through your liver first. Let's say you're taking a 50 mg Androlic. Now what will happen is, the moment you kind of take it, it goes through your liver, and the liver breaks that tablet. So which means you're not actually taking 50 mg of Androlic, because liver has broken down that tablet so that it can be absorbed in the bloodstream. You've pretty much lost about close to 15 to 20 mg right there. So with that 30 mg, your liver is working extremely hard to use that drug. Now when you're putting so much of stress on your liver via this drug, you can imagine what will happen to your liver. Obviously this utmost stress, you can probably take it for an X amount of time. After that, it will eventually give up on you. Now let's talk about the injectable. What happens when you take an injectable steroid? Now the good thing about injectable is that the moment you inject it, it directly goes through your bloodstream, so it bypasses the liver. So now let's say if you were to take 100 mg testosterone, because Androlic does not come in an injectable version, let's say a testosterone of 100 mg, chances are 80 to 90 mg will get absorbed, because it is bypassing the liver. Plus it also depends a lot on esters. Every steroid has an ester life, so depending on whichever steroid that you're taking, and what is the absorption and how long does it stay in your system or in your body, that's where the absorption works like. Now I'm going to talk about the ill effects. Now, orals versus injectables. Orals are a lot cheaper to get. When I say cheaper, they're easier to kind of take and run a cycle, but they're very, very, very dangerous, guys. You should just completely stay away, because not only they're liver toxic, and you cannot run an oral cycle for more than 3 weeks or tops 4 weeks, because the moment you go beyond that, it's like, think about it, that you're drinking 1 bottle of vodka every night. What will happen to your liver? So it's just an analogy that I'm giving you. It could be actually worse than that. So that's the amount of stress you're putting your liver under. So you can imagine what can it do to you. Same goes for an injectable, but because injectables are usually not taken every day, they're spread across days like Monday, Thursday, Sunday. So obviously there's a break in between. That's why those cycles can be carried on for weeks and weeks, maximum 12 weeks and 16 weeks, depending again the salt or the compound you're using. So what am I going to tell you? You know my answer. What am I going to tell you guys? Just stay away from orals or injectables. If you really want to get a good body, first of all, if you really want to get onto steroids, guys, this is the path. It's something that you should stay away from. But again, if you've decided that you have to do this, again, I would tell you that it has to be medically monitored. Go to a doctor or ask somebody, who can actually help you with that. And guys, remember, steroids don't guarantee results. Remember that. It's your own commitment to a fitness lifestyle. It's your commitment to training and clean diet will actually help you get your results. And remember, you should only, and I've discussed this in my previous videos, you should only think about taking steroids if you have an intention or a goal to make money out of your body. But if you're just a social fitness enthusiast who just wants to look good in the gym or wear nice t-shirts, flaunt your body, you can actually get away from steroids and you can still get a better body, a good, reasonably good body than the average newbies, just by following a natural lifestyle, which just includes some supplements, basic supplementation and clean diet and training. So my request to you in the end is that, oral versus injectables. First of all, you should stay away from it. But if you have an option, if you've decided which one you want, always go for an injectable, guys. If you really want to have the better of the devil. So injectable is obviously going to be the better version, but stay away from orals, guys. It can actually screw your liver. Injectable will also screw your liver eventually, but again, the process is a lot slower. But the immediate effect on your liver, orals will have, injectables won't, guys. So remember, this is one of the key differentiator between orals and injectables. That's why oral cycles are not to be run for more than 3 to 4 weeks. So guys, I hope this message gets into your head loud and clear. And I always say this to you loud and clear because you got to be very careful what you get into. Do not listen to people in your gym. Do not see what others are doing. People will not tell you the right thing. They will only tell you, what has worked for them. And remember, what has worked for them may not necessarily work for you. For example, if one drug has worked for an X person, does not necessarily mean it'll work on you. I've seen people who've gotten great results with one steroid, but if the same steroid has been used by others, they've gotten really, really bad side effects. So remember, guys, there's more than what meets the eye. Just don't fall. All that glitters is not gold. Just don't go by what your gym buddy is using or the guy with six pack in your gym is using, or what your trainer is recommending. Use your own mind, do your research, guys, and then only make an informed decision about these things. Remember, it's your health at stake. It's nobody else going to give a damn. It's only you who has to be very, very careful about it. So I hope you get this into your head. Any one of you who have any questions around orals or injectables, feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube, Facebook, or on my Instagram, and I'll be very happy to guide you how to stay away from these things. So until we meet again, peace.